Hello and welcome back to the Daily Doyle, where we are reading through this Disney devotional book. Today we are on number 6. This one is Walt's apartment. I'm interested in this one. So I don't read these beforehand. I like to read them at the same time that you're hearing them. So let's get into it. Before we go any further into the Magic Kingdom, I've decided we're going to make a slight detour here for one devotional, a 2,500-mile detour. I fully intended for all of these devotionals to be related to Walt Disney World in Florida, since that is the set of parks our family is most familiar with. However, we're going to go to Disneyland in California for just one moment because there is something very special there on Main Street, USA, that you don't see in the Florida counterpart. Disneyland, of course, was the original park that Walt Disney built in 1955. Disney World wasn't built until 1971. The two parks are 2,496.9 miles apart to be exact, and it would take approximately 36 hours without stopping to drive from one to the other. The reason I want to go to Disneyland for this one devotional is that Walt Disney himself decided to build something there that is very unique. He built himself his own apartment right there on Main Street. It is right above the fire station to your left when you enter the park. It is very small, but was fully operational with a small bathroom, kitchen, and even a quiet patio where his wife Lillian would entertain guests. If you search Walt's apartment on the internet, which I fully intend to do after this here, you can see what is the only known picture of Walt with his family in that very apartment. Walt also had a small wooden desk near the far right window facing Main Street below where he would sit and work. That way he could look out on Main Street and see what was going on down below. To this day, there's a lamp that sits in that window that Walt used that remains on around the clock as a tribute to Walt and to show that his presence is still felt even though he has passed. If you ever get a chance to go to Disneyland, look for that lamp. I've never been there. For those of you that have been to Disneyland, have you seen this lamp? Is it still there? It will be easy to see, especially at night. When you spot it, think about Walt Disney himself looking through that window out over the park he built. That special light reminds me of several verses in the Bible. Jesus is called a light in John chapter 1. In that same chapter, it says that John the Baptist was sent to prepare the world for that light. We are also called to be a light in Matthew chapter 5, verse 14. You are the light of the world, Jesus tells us. The passage even talks about how a city on a dark hill can't be hidden because of its light. It also mentions how one lamp can give light to an entire house. We are then told in the same way to let our light shine. We shouldn't hide our faith from others, but let it shine so others can see how we live and know themselves. We should be a constant good example to those around us. Just like Walt's light shines in that window each night, reminds us of his work and life, our light should shine every night and day for all to see. Everyone around us should know that we follow God based on our example, our words, and our actions. Do people around you know that you follow God and his Son, Jesus Christ? Do they see him in you? Do they see your light? If not, stop hiding it. Turn it on and leave it on. Light up this world and make a positive impact wherever you go. I love this so much. And I do strive to, just in this world, things can be so negative sometimes. It just, it gets to me. And we're called to be a light. This makes me think of when I was in college, I spent a summer working on the adventure staff at Ligonier Camp and Conference Center. It's down around Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And one of the activities that we did with the kids was to take them caving. There was a nearby property, where there was like an actual cave, and it wasn't, what's the word? It wasn't like a commercialized cave. Like, it was somebody's property. You had to hike up, this path a mile up into the woods, and we would take peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And during training, I remember the first time I went in there, I cried. I did not realize how claustrophobic I was. And there's this narrow pathway, and it was like, you're walking through water. So, there was water. I don't know. It wasn't up to my waist because, we did take kids in there. But the part of your body that was above water, the walls were like this. And I mean, we're, you know, helmets, headlamps, the whole thing. And I'm just like in tears and freaking out. Anyway, thankfully I got better with that, because that was, you know, during the training with my peers. And then, you know, the following weeks the kids would be there. We're taking the kids down there. So I had to get over that real quick. But anyway, we would take them down into this cave. And again, you know, there's narrow spots and whatnot, and it would open up into this, you know, large room. So if there was like 15 of us, we could all like easily and comfortably fit into this room. And I mean, if you've ever been in a cave or somewhere without any hint of light, and you turn the lights out, like it's kind of surreal as to how dark it is. Like, you know, you put your hand in front of your face and there's just nothing. So we would do that, you know, with the kids, and do like a devotional down there and talk about, you know, being a light. So everyone would turn their lights off, and it's pitch black. And if you turned on just like the smallest light, it like lit up the room like you wouldn't believe. My sister, who was actually a couple years younger than me, because I was working at that camp, my parents had signed her up to, you know, attend that camp that summer. So I arranged that I was one of the leaders when her troop went on the caving trip. And we get to the part, I mean, it's a very dirty, muddy cave. And we get to the part where everyone turns the lights out, and I know that she's right next to me, and I pick up this big like handful of mud and just like right in her face. Anyway, I digress. Yes, so I encourage you just to be that light. You know, in a dark place, it doesn't take much just to light up that room. And I'm definitely going to go look up Walt's apartment. That's really interesting. So thanks for joining me for this one today, and I will see you next time. Bye.